All praises to Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua Hashem, Harakakwadash. Give double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and the salutes to all the sincere elect out there. We almost out of this bitch, Lord willing. We keep fighting, we keep on praying, and do what you do in the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. So, in the year of apostates, sellouts, and agents, and Jacob's trouble, we got some in the news for you. This is going to be a quick in the news. What's been taking place every time? The news now has become one of those. It's surpassing any kind of movie. What's out there now? What be taking place? You got drama. You got the MOTB being online to be implemented. You got this the digital currency, right? Everything's set up, right? The stage is set. So the Most High, as he said he would, this is Jacob's trouble, which is a world trouble for everybody. Let's check out this couple of clips, and then we're gonna, as we do, funnel everything through the scriptures. So we're here again with some more news. Let's check it out.
On the foothills of British Columbia's Rocky Mountains, students flee their school in panic as police make a dramatic entrance from the skies. Footage captured the moment armed police entered a secondary school to apprehend a shooter.
The people of Tumbler Ridge remain in a state of crisis following one of the worst mass shootings in our province's and country's history. This is a devastating...
Oh, yeah, you're on stolen land, by the way. Canada, that belongs to the Reubenites and the Gadites, what you call Native American Indians. That's their land. You stole it from them. So, as what's happening over there in the Middle East, very similarly, as we know, there will be no peace in the so-called Middle East. There will be no peace in Canada until you replace the people back in their own land. And where you ain't going to do it, the Most High going to do it. But there's no peace, and they say the worst thing that took place in history, Canadian history, in this little town. No, the worst thing that took place is what you did to the Native American Indians over there, right? What you did to them in the residential schools, what your Catholic churches tried to convert them, kill the Indian, right? Something like that, kill the Indian, make the man, right? Doing away with their attire, stripping them of their dignity, kicking them down the stairs, right? Giving them tuberculosis, smallpox blankets. So there will be no peace in Canada, that quiet town, because you're on stolen land. You got to give it back to the people, right? And you ain't going to do it. That's why you're going. Most are going to bring trouble to Ono.
Of British Columbia's Rocky Mountains, students flee their school in panic as police make a dramatic entrance from the skies. Footage captured the moment armed police entered a secondary school to apprehend a shooter.
The people of Tumbler Ridge remain in a state of crisis following one of the worst mass shootings in our province's and country's history.
Wait a minute, what was that?
And countries, provinces, shootings, the worst.
Nina Krieger, Minister of Public Safety and Solicitor General, British Columbia. Okay. Right, so the worst thing that took place in this little town here.
Mass shootings in our province's and country's history. This is a devastating day.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
For a close-knit community, and the loss being felt is profound.
8 people, including the suspect, died after the shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. Another 2 people were found dead in a home nearby. Police believe the shootings are connected. Student Darian Quist was at school during the attack. The teenager relived the moment an alarm he had never heard before rang out across the corridors.
Our principal goes throughout the halls and she's saying, people close your doors, lock down. We realized how serious it really was, so we all barricaded up the doors with some iron tables and sat in that room for around 2 hours. I was on my phone with my mother the entire time.
Officers entered the school.
Police said the suspect's body was found at the school with a self-inflicted injury. Authorities say they know the attacker's identity, but are yet to officially reveal details. But an earlier emergency notification described the shooter as a female in a dress with brown hair. Canada.
She's a transformer. We're gonna get into a bit more of that. It's gonna be a quick video.
Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney says he joins Canadians in grieving with those whose lives have been changed irreversibly as he delayed his attendance.
I said it wrong.
At least 9 people have been killed at
He is a transformer, not she.
secondary school in Tumbler Ridge, British Columbia. Police say reports of an active shooter in the rural town came in at around 1:20 p.m, with officers arriving within 2 minutes. 6 were found dead inside the school, a 7th died on the way to hospital, and 2 others were discovered at a nearby residence believed to be connected to the attack. The suspected attacker was found dead inside the school from what police describe as self-inflicted injuries. Around 100 students and staff were evacuated after barricading themselves inside classrooms for more than 2 hours. One student told Canadian media they used tables to block the doors while alarms echoed through the hallways. Residents were told to shelter in place as emergency alerts described the suspect as a female in a dress with brown hair.
This is a devastating and unimaginable tragedy we can't imagine, but I know it's causing us all to hug our kids a little bit tighter tonight.
Canada has stricter federal gun laws than most US states, but gun ownership remains common in rural areas, and British Columbia has previously recorded some of the country's highest handgun ownership rates. Prime Minister Mark Carney said he was devastated by what he called a horrific tragedy. Police say the
Yep. Let's get back to this one. It just be jumping sometime, but this is a good
On
one.
the foothills of British Columbia's Rocky Mountains, students flee their school in panic as police make a dramatic entrance from the skies. Footage captured the moment armed police entered a secondary school to apprehend a shooter.
The people of Tumbler Ridge remain in a state of crisis following one of the worst mass shootings in our province's and country's history. This is a devastating day for a close-knit community, and the loss being felt is profound.
8 people, including the suspect, died after the shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. Another 2 people were found dead in a home nearby. Police believe the shootings are connected. Student Darian Quist was at school during the attack. The teenager relived the moment an alarm he had never heard before rang out across the corridors.
Our principal goes throughout the halls and she's saying, people close your doors, lock down. We realized how serious it really was, so we all barricaded up the doors with some iron tables and sat in that room for around 2 hours. I was on my phone with my mother the entire time.
Officers entered the school to
Police said the suspect's body was found at the school with a self-inflicted injury. Authorities say they know the attacker's identity, but are yet to officially reveal details. But an earlier emergency notification described the shooter as a female in a dress with brown hair. Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney says he joins Canadians in grieving with those whose lives have been changed irreversibly as he delayed his attendance to a meeting of world leaders in Munich. This becomes the 3rd deadliest shooting in Canadian history after the École Polytechnique massacre of 1989 and Nova Scotia shootings in 2020. History will no doubt remember the Tumbler Ridge shooting too, but for now, the search for answers continues as this small British Columbia town mourns. Mahathir Pasha, ITV News.
Tumbler Ridge. So, the 3rd worst shooting in history. We've got one more, and then we're going to hit the precepts. Because I saw something earlier on. Let me see. This is the demon. This is what he looks like. Victim identified in Tumbler Ridge, BC. Mass shooting included. So it started out as a man, and then these people are extremely insecure, and then turned into a transformer. Last video. We got this. Oh, there they go. That's the guy.
Upon arrival, there was active gunfire, and as
On the foothills of British Columbia.
Upon arrival, there was active gunfire, and as officers approached the school, rounds were fired in their direction. Officers entered the school to locate the threat. An individual confirmed to be the shooter was located deceased, with what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The suspect has been identified as 18-year-old Jesse Van Rootselaar, who is a resident of Tumbler Ridge.
Please take a moment of silence to
Yeah, I'm demon them. Pure folly them I deal with. So that's the most I just bring in. This is Jacob's trouble, right? Which is the devil's trouble too. Last video.
Kind of thing that sadly we see often in the United States, not something that we have seen here in BC and to have.
Jacob's trouble is coming to a town near you, right?
I understand that
Don't get it twisted. No one escapes. You can run, but you can't hide.
So this is the kind of thing that sadly we see often in the United States, not something that we have seen here in BC, and to have it happen in a small town like Tumbler Ridge is incredibly shocking to obviously the folks in Tumbler Ridge and you watching tonight, and all of us here as well.
Yeah, we all feel it.
But again, it's an unfolding situation. We're still getting more details about what happened. But what we do know is 9 people have been killed, and the shooter makes it 10. So 6 people found in the secondary school in Tumbler Ridge. 2 people were found at another location, a home. And another person died on the way to hospital. We have 2 more who were seriously injured and could be in life-threatening condition as well. The RCMP Superintendent Ken Floyd has said he doesn't know whether that number could rise, and that the scene inside Tumbler Ridge Secondary was, quote, very dramatic.
Yeah.
So tough for the first responders who had to deal with this as well, and they'll be getting support, as will the local community.
Now for that, let's hit the precepts. First one that just came to me in the spirit, Revelation 13:10 says, He that leadeth unto captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword, them old classics for my elders and apostles, them classic videos, it opens up with, He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So Most High say he promised that I said it yesterday as well in the video. He promised there will be a great supper in the earth, and that great supper is for the beasts of the field, right? The wild beasts of the air, the beasts of the field. The lions are going to get well fed. They're going to get fat on the food. The dead bodies. Let me hit that one, because I brought it out yesterday. And by many different spirits created for vengeance, there will be a feast. Psalms 110 and 5 says, The Lord at the right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. So why do we cover these articles? We cover these articles because it's scriptures. It's scriptural. It's prophecy. Prophecy coming to pass. And there's different, every time you turn on the news, you got all the prophecies, we see them. The MOTB, that's Revelation 13 and 16. Digital currency. This is what you call the King of Terrors. And the King of Terrors ain't even started yet. You saw a little glimpse of it today. You saw a glimpse of it when you hear about these types of school shootings. In 9/11, we saw a glimpse of his trouble, of his terror. And as one brother said in a recent live, he said, we ain't even there yet. We ain't even really there yet. Brothers just have to just get prepared for that. When it really turns up. And we being prepared. We are being prepared. That's why you got to just keep your medicine strong. Yeah, once again, Psalms 110. He is at the right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. They're worried. Oh, we're mourning. Did you mourn for the Native American Indians over there? What, you're on stolen land in Canada? You're on stolen land. I've watched how you get down. I've watched how you treated our brothers, the so-called Native American Indians. Gad and Reuben. I've watched how you. I'm saying it, but you just imagine Yahweh, he's seen every little nick and cranny what you done. Revelation 18:5. Whatsoever a man soweth, what you gonna get paid back double, and whatsoever a man soweth, that he shall well and truly reap. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, and you ain't innocent. Yeah, the Lord at his right hand shall strike through kings in the day of his wrath. He shall judge among the heathen. He shall fill the places with dead bodies. He shall wound the heads over many countries. This place is going to be filled. And I read it yesterday, but I should have put more emphasis on it. Like, he going to fill this place with dead bodies on the ground. Dead bodies going to be everywhere. You're going to have to be careful where you walk, how you walk, and all the stinking smell. That's why we need them. When we see them wild boars going into town, that's a good thing. Wild boars, because them them wild boars, how they get down. Then you have any damn thing, anything. So we're gonna need them wild boars to come into town. We're gonna need the fowls of the air, the scavenger birds, the hawks, and all them, crow, all of them. Most are gonna bring them all to do his part of the bargain, their part of the bargain. The Most High has a bargain with his fowls in the air, and the lions and the tigers and the bears. They're all going to be promised a great supper of dead. They're going to get well fed. I can't stress it enough, bro. Can't stress it enough. So this is what the Most High is doing. He started in little drops and bits and pieces here and there, and they're talking about, oh, this is a terrible time, and one of the worst times in Cuttridge, Tumbler Ridge, right, town, a small town up there in Canada, where none of them are reaping the spoils of slavery from our Native American Indians. You're on stolen land, so I'm not surprised there's no peace there. That's what the Most High did say that. So the place is going to be filled with dead bodies. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. I can end just on them two, but I got some more for you, Akim. Lord willing, before I hit the road, I just got to bring out a couple precepts on this. Job chapters 18. We're going to go from... we got a little bit in here to do. Just a little bit. Spirit's on me to just get into, to tear up our brothers have been laying it. Then, we got Yahweh Shai, he's the one who's going to put the icing on the cake anyway. That's the grand finale. You're complaining, you're worried about the prophets bringing out and exposing you, lifting up your skirts and showing your shame. You're worried about them. You got someone else more fearsome. How you treated your Yahweh, you Christians call him Jesus. He's mad right now, right? And his name ain't no Jesus. You know what I mean? Job chapters 18 and 5 says, yeah, the light of the wicked shall be put out. His name is Yahweh Shai, which means he saves, he delivers, by the way. Right? And he's coming to reclaim and deliver his people, specifically the elect of his people. Yeah, out of the spark of his fire shall not shine. I'll read it again. Job 18 and 5, that yes, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. Yep, the light shall be dark. Yep, no truth. Right? And there will be a EMP, a magnetic pulse. EMP, electronic magnetic pulse. There will be that. That's going to be literal too, but it's spiritual, because there's no truth. Wherever you are, there's darkness. The light shall be dark, and when he returns, as you have noted, right? We call you people the some kind of UFO investigators, researchers, UFO researchers. Notice when them massive chariots go over your towns, it drains your electricity. You got it. You even put it in a lot of your movies too. So So when he returns, every focus, there ain't going to be nothing else to focus on but Yahushua's return. There will be no light. The light going to be coming from the chariots, aka lasering up people. Yep. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. Yep. No light, no truth. Yeah. There's no salvation. There's nothing you can turn to. The only thing you can go, most are going to make you face him and face the lasers. Yep. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. Yep. What you've sowed in the earth, you're going to receive it. He that leadeth unto captivity shall go into captivity. He that deleteth with the sword shall be deleted with the sword. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. For he has cast a net by his own feet, and walketh upon a snare. Yeah, you're going to fall in your own snare. The jinn shall take him by the heel. Yeah, that's your own snare. Or you got literal snares, and then you have spells, what you cast. That spell, what you cast upon us, Mosai just turns it back on you. That's all he has to do. It just goes back on you. There's no I might have to get it if I mess it up, if I quote it wrong. There's no, I'll tell you what, let me get it, man. I ain't read it for a little while. I don't want to butcher it. But it used to be, it still is. Let's get it anyway. Numbers, is it 23? Might be 23 and 23. I ain't been there for a little while. Yep, that's the one. So that's Numbers 23 and 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what hath Yahweh aught? Behold, the people shall rise up as a great lion, and lift himself up as a young lion. Yeah, Judah is a lion's whelp. He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey and drink the blood of the slain. But that's the point, though. He rising up. He gonna rise up. He gonna get his 2 cent worth. He gonna get his time. Every dog has his day. Judah, even in the 2/3, they're gonna have their day. They're gonna have their 2 cent worth of flesh. But they have to be deleted in the time of Jacob's trouble, and they're gonna come back in their right mind. But there is no enchantment, right? Back to Job. So they cast a jinn, they cast a spell, right? It's another word for spell, jinn or soothsayer, witchcraft. But it go back on them. To take him by the heel, and the robber shall prevail against him. So anything you put out ain't going to come back with results. It's going to come back without results. That's what's taking place now, because your left hand side is failing you. And that's all of the Most High. Your left-hand side, which you rely on so much, which is in the witchcraft, and the third seat, that demon, is forsaking you, and is ultimately going to forsake you and leave you bare and naked without any power. Until then, you're going to keep scraping and scratching and trying to find him back. But it's slowly but surely leaving you. Scratching and scrapping and scratching and scraping. Slowly but surely leaving you. Yeah, the snare is laid upon him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, right? See that? Terror shall make him afraid on every side. And we now joke with that. That's real. See that? See, we are talking about yes or no?
At least not.
Right? See, we are talking about right in front of it. Right there, so now. Terror. That's terror. And they're terrified. Yeah. Terror shall make him afraid. This is Job 18 and 11. Terror shall make him afraid on every side, and shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be underbitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side. He shall devour the strength of his kin. Yeah, that's why Mosai got your kin, your offspring, See them running out of the schools there, right? Some of them are turned into, they're born young little youth boys, and the demons on them telling them that you should have been a woman. So the Most High's got them under some kind of, he's got them under a delusion, strong delusion, right? That's all part of the jinn going back on you. Yep, that's your kin. Yep, he shall devour the strength of his kin. 13, even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength. The Most High can do it anyhow. Stillborns, he can get you anytime, right? Because there's nobody that don't get deleted innocent. Things that you've done to Jake. We saw what you done in those posters, those old posters that you can still get them online, probably on the dark web. Brothers who are a little bit more savvy with tech, you can probably get those posters that when Jake be getting all lynched up in what's the book? There's a book called Without Sanctuary. Probably in the books you see in that particular book you see the pictures and what happened to Jake. Tarred and feathered, hanging, black charred bodies, right? Black charred bodies, little children, little boys and girls looking up and laughing their heads off as it's just entertainment for them. So what do you think's happening to your kin now? One little girl, I saw that one, it stands out. One little girl pointing at the dead body and smiling her head off, man. That little Edomite, devil, demon girl. So we've seen the posters. You got them on the dark web still circulating. People paying thousands of pounds for those posters of all the memorabilia of Jake getting lynched, tarred and feathered and hanged, and all different type of things that you've done. That's still circulating on the dark web. And there's certain places you can go over in certain Bible Belt areas where they sell them if you're hip to it, because someone done a test. Someone done a test. He made an arrangement to order something that was made, and it was like a big a sofa that they put Jake here in the sofa, and certain things like jars with pickled Jake's parts in it. Don't want to get too graphic, but they'd be pickling Jake's private parts in jars and having them as memorabilia. And someone done a test. If they ordered it online, went to the place to buy it, and it was a Bible Belt area over there in the where all them racist church Bible Belt people still selling it underground, and it's a big joke to them. So you're the same people as you was then. You're the same people coming back now. You Edomites, man and the woman, same people doing the same things, right? And some Jakes have been found lynched up to this very day too, in certain states over there in the United States. So his strength shall be underbitten and destruction. I'm taking my time with this one because this is prophecy. Job 18. 12. His strength shall be underbitten and destruction shall be ready at his side. It shall devour the strength of his kin, even the firstborn of that's what we're seeing right now. Firstborn of death shall devour his strength. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the king of terrors. And that's what we're seeing right now. Yeah, prophecy coming to pass. So that's why, as the scripture says, lift your heads up. That's Luke 21. When you start to see these things taking place, because you know that your deliverance is near. And I brought this out yesterday. Yeah, I did. But it's one of my favorites. I'm going to bring it out again. Jeremiah 15, straight to the point. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith Yahweh, saith the Lord. The sword to slay. Yeah, this is the sword. This is the modern day sword. Right? You got your own people going in schools, transformer people. How much people there? How much of them? How much of them? How much of them? How much of them? Oh, hold on. Where were we? Where were we? Is this it? That's where we. Yeah, how much of them? So far. Every time I pause it, it does that. What's this stupidness going on, man? Every time I just pause it, That's it. At least 9 dead, 25 injured in Canada. Mass shooting. Yeah, so Jeremiah 15. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord. The sword to slay, the dogs to tear. The sword is the modern day gun. Modern day sword. That's the gun. That's what we're seeing right now playing out before us. Yeah. To tear, and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. The Most High promised that another part of his army, which are the fowls and the sea creatures and the earth creatures, a massive feast. And don't forget, he's got the sword too. Yeah, he gave you the sword, Esau, but you're gonna get deleted by your own sword anyway. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the Most High. That's why he's called the King of Terrors. Kala Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, and you're gonna be rooted out. Once again, I read some of my favorite precepts today, and once again, his confidence, Job 18 and 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the King of Terrors.
Officials say 7 people were killed at the school location. The suspected shooter is also believed to be dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. It's one of the worst mass shootings in Canadian history.